So in this video, I will be talking about some basic things that are needed to set up a small home studio, and at the same time have the opportunity to show you my small home studio and how I light up my YouTube videos. So hi everyone, this is Jiggie, a portrait and wedding photographer from the Philippines, and welcome to the channel. So before anything else, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel and would want to learn more about off-camera flash photography, well, this is what this channel is all about. So you might want to consider subscribing, and while you're at it, click that notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you want to see more of my images, you can always find me on Instagram. It's at Jiggie Alejandrino. Now, this video was really brought about by numerous requests that you guys left in the comment section asking how I would light up my talking heads, which is basically this, and at the same time how I actually shoot my YouTube tutorial. So yes, I do read all your comments and I try to reply as much as possible. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. So let's just go straight to the point. It's a perfect opportunity for me also to start and try my hand in vlogging. So basically, let's start it off this way. This is what I would normally see when I am recording. So let me pull back now and show you my recording area. This is my headshot area. Okay? So my main light is a 150 cm Octabank from Phottix. It's a continuous LED light also. Then I have here just an ordinary foam board that reflects light so that it removes all the shadows underneath my chin. My main audio comes from this one. This is a Cinco D1 mic that's connected directly to my camera, which I'll show you guys later. And then I have here just on an ordinary boom stand another, well, it's a ball head, it's an old ball head where I can connect another camera so that I can do my standard top shots right there. Okay? And of course, we have a monitor here so that I can see whatever it is that I am shooting. So pulling out, this is what lights me up from the back. This is a strip light also from Phottix. This one is the one that creates a hair light and that separation from the background. This is my main editing workstation. And I have lights here in the back. Basically, it's a Nanlite 6C, just to give a bit of separation from the computer in the background. I just like the way it looks, actually. Then I have two practical lights, one here and another one here, though they're just ordinary LED lights, are not daylight balanced. However, one of these days, I might actually buy one of those daylight balanced ordinary bulbs like that. So moving here, this is the view of my camera. The camera that I use is normally my A7 IV, but I'm using it now. So right now I'm using my A7R Mark IV, but the lens that I always use is this one, my 50mm 1.2 GM. Now my talking heads is usually recorded on this one, the Atomos Ninja V, because it really does give fantastic images, right? And fantastic quality videos. But if I'm not shooting my talking heads, this is the one that's recording the feed from my camera. All right, so here's a quick tour of that small, well, it's not really a small home studio, but the shooting area is relatively small. Yes, I do have a bed here because when we're working here, sometimes we just want to take a quick nap. And when the kids visit, we have a place to stay, and that's Coco's makeup area. So my main camera, the ones that I use for my YouTube instructional videos, if you guys are familiar with the channel, you can see it here. This is actually how it looks like. I have two Sony cameras here. One's on a Gitzo tripod and the other one's on a Peak Design tripod, both though with 24-70 f4 lenses. The reason why I'm using f4 lenses is so that I don't bokeh anything out, anything that's important, and I want the colors to be exactly the same because I normally don't do any color correction anymore in post. Now, my main light for the studio is this one. This is a Nanlite FS150 and it's modified using the Nanlite Lantern Softbox 120. Beautiful LED light, and you can see I have two LED lights there too, which are from Phottix. Those are the Phottix R4s. Now, I have a setup done right now because I am shooting my daughter soon, but it's for her grad pictures. But if you guys were familiar with the channel, you know the shooting area, right? This wooden floor here. And the reason why this is the only area that has laminates like this is because I want to separate my shooting area for the purpose of the video. So this is how you guys would normally see me when I am shooting the videos. And this is my view there. Okay. Now, what are the general things that you would really need to set up a small home studio? You can see that my space here is relatively small. It's only 2.5 meters, 3.5 meters deep and 2.5 meters small, wide. Now, that's why I actually have one of these. This is what I call, this is what's called the Manfrotto Autopole. Let me show you. This Manfrotto Autopole is basically just a standard, it's like one tube that goes from floor to ceiling, and you pull this lever right here, and when you pull it, it actually brings this one up higher so that it has some force to it to the ceiling. Therefore, even if you do this, it's not gonna fall over. And the reason why I like these autopoles is that it saves a lot of space. And the way I hang my backdrops is that I just have super clamps here with a backdrop pole right here. There you go. And basically just hang my backdrop like that. You can see here in the background, it's actually very, very messy. But it's a small area, it's a small shooting area comparatively. And if you want, in your home, in your small home studio, you can get a cheaper version with this one that's just connected to light stands, ordinary light stands like this. It does take a little bit more space, but it's okay. So number one, for a small home studio, I suggest to have at least a backdrop holder. You can get one of those generic ones that have a backdrop holder and light stands, or you could go all out and maybe get an autopole or have those things that you could just really mount on the wall. But personally, for a small home studio, I don't think those things would really work well because you'd have to drill holes and everything. So it does take a little bit of mounting so that you can mount those really big seamless papers. Now, for lights, I actually suggest that, again, for a small home studio, you use battery-operated lights like speed lights or maybe just those small lights. For me, I like these speed lights because I can use them also outdoor, and they're just really very, very small. Now, you could also use other lights that are bigger, but it'll take too much space. Then lastly, you need a way to be able to mount these lights to modifiers. The modifier that I would suggest initially for a small home studio is an umbrella. And to be honest, a 120 cm umbrella is very, very big for a small home studio. But it will give you a bit of a very nice soft light. However, it's going to be very difficult to control. But umbrellas are cheap, so you could easily get an 80 cm or an 85 cm, a 125 cm, or even smaller ones so that you can just control the light. Now, these are reflective umbrellas. They come also, you could buy diffusers in front so that it's easier for you to control the light. However, if you really want to spend a little, you can get something like this, like 60 cm soft boxes with grids so that you can control the light even more. Now, there are two ways for you to mount these modifiers. The first one is this one. It's a very simple one. It's from MagMod. It's called the MagMod Mag Shoe. So all you have to do again here is just mount your flash there, and it's an umbrella holder. However, that is limiting in terms of what you can do with it. You can only do basically umbrellas on it or proprietary MagMod products. There is another option though, like this one. This is called the Phottix Cerberus. What the Phottix Cerberus is basically a flash mount, but you can mount Bowens type modifiers. Let me show you, if we can show you there. You can mount Bowens type modifiers because this is a Bowens type modifier right there, and it will attach to this one right here. So having those in your small home studio, and of course a way for you to remotely trigger your flash off camera. Very, very simple, not expensive. You could find things that are very inexpensive to start off your flash journey. And for me, it's always nice. So starting off in a small space really hones your skill in terms of light control, because you have to learn how to to control the spill. You have to be able to control your light. So it's a good practice, or it's a good way to really learn how to do light. And I always suggest just start with one. Then afterwards, you could add one more if you want to, but one will always be the best because there's so many things that you can do with just one light. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do consider subscribing to the channel and of course liking this video too. And while you're at it, click that notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Now, if you want to see more of my images, you could always find me on Instagram. It's at Jiggie Alejandrino. And if you want to learn more about off-camera lighting, go through some of the videos in the channel. I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy it. Okay? Till the next video.